Siberian snow, white, silent, and merciless. In the middle of this whiteness stood a prison. There were walls, but the real prison was the snow that stretched in every direction. The nearest human settlement was 14,000 kilometers away. After World War II, the Russians had imprisoned German soldiers here. They were forced to work in lead mines. The prison security was light, but no one tried to escape. Why? Because there was nothing but snow. And the cold was so brutal, it could freeze your bones solid. But there was one prisoner, Clem Farrell. He had fire inside him. He wanted to go back to his wife and daughter. His sentence was 25 years, but his heart refused to accept it. I can't die here. One night, he got his chance. He hid inside a coal wagon and slipped out of the prison. Outside, the stars were countless, shining bright. Clem looked up and his eyes filled with tears, the first taste of freedom. But the train had barely moved when it stopped. Outside stood a Russian soldier, gun raised. Clem was caught. The punishment? An open-air cell. For 2 days he saw nothing but snow and wind. On the second day, the warden came and said, "Your comrades are waiting for you." When Clem reached his fellow prisoners, they were holding sticks. Because of his escape attempt, they had been starved for 2 days. They beat him, badly. So badly that he ended up in the prison hospital. The hospital had a doctor, a German prisoner himself, a broken man. Clem said to him, "I need to escape again. I need your help." The doctor first tried to reason, "Escape from here means death." Then he stopped. There was a truth in his eyes, one he finally told Clem. "The mine you work in is full of lead. It's getting into your lungs through the air. Cancer will kill you, whether you stay here or run." Then the doctor said, "So, run. Try one last time." He gave Clem all his warm clothes, his boots, his gun, and a lunchbox. He said, "This is for my family. If you survive, take this to them and tell them I'm gone." The doctor had wanted to escape himself, but he had cancer. He had only 1 month left. That night, he took his own life. Clem wrapped himself in the darkness and escaped a second time. This time, on foot. Snow. Nothing but snow. Snow everywhere. 9 days later, his food ran out. Hunger burned in his stomach. Fatigue stole his legs. He fell and lost consciousness. When he opened his eyes, he saw a seal. It was close, fat, unaware. The second shot found its mark. He had food. He was alone. Snow and silence on all sides. To keep his mind from breaking, he began talking to himself. The compass had frozen into his fingers. 2 months passed. Then one day, he saw a tree in the distance. A small, shivering tree. Clem ran to it and wrapped his arms around it. One day, a storm came. A blizzard. The wind was so fierce that trees were ripped from the ground. A large tree fell on Clem. He closed his eyes. This was the end. But fate wasn't done with him. 2 men, Sam John and Matten, were searching for gold in the wilderness. They saw Clem and pulled him out. The 3 built a wooden raft and tried to cross a river. The current suddenly turned violent. Sam John lost his balance and fell into the water. He didn't know how to swim. Clem jumped in. The cold tore through his body, but he dragged Sam John to the shore. But Matten? He took the raft and moved ahead alone. He had Sam John's gold with him. Later, Sam John found him and ended Matten's story with a single bullet. Then there were 2, Clem and Sam John. Walking through the snow together, winter struck again. Sam John's gear was heavy, he kept sinking into the snow. Clem said, "Give it to me, I'll carry it." But Sam John thought, "He wants to steal my gold." He struck Clem on the head. Clem collapsed right there, unconscious. When he woke, wolves were circling him, eyes red, burning with hunger. Clem climbed a tree. The tree broke. Gunshots rang out, but not from his gun. Hunters. They killed the wolves and pulled Clem to safety. They took him to their village. Warm clothes, warm food, a warm stove. Clem was alive. But one day, a notice from the warden arrived in the village. A German prisoner has escaped. Sheltering him is treason. The villagers gave Clem food, gave him a hunting dog, and sent him on his way. The dog became his companion. Its eyes held the same hunger, the hunger to survive. They reached a flour mill. The workers recognized Clem. Their owner fed him and put him on a train heading to Germany. But the owner had also secretly informed the warden. The train pulled into the station. Clem saw the soldiers. He jumped. The dog followed. Bullets flew. The dog lunged at the warden and fell. A single bullet stopped him. Clem looked back. His companion lay on the snow. His eyes were open, and then they closed. Clem ran. He climbed a bridge. A train was passing below. He jumped. The train threw him forward, but he survived. The year was 1952. Clem had been on the run for 7 years. He was at a fair in Central Asia. His pockets were empty. A girl gave him a piece of pancake, for free. At the fair, there was a Jewish man. He looked at Clem and recognized him. He had once been a prisoner himself. He took Clem to his home. Warm water, soap, a razor. Clem saw his old face again after years. The man gave Clem a fake passport, crossed the Russian border, and never looked back. At the border, Clem's heart was racing. He showed his passport. The soldier looked at it, flipped through it, and said, "You can go." Clem stepped onto the bridge. He was halfway across when a bright light hit his eyes. He looked up. The warden. The same man. The same face. The same gun. Clem looked back. He was still on Russian soil. All his running, all his wounds, his dog, his nights, all of it useless. But the warden lowered his gun. He looked into Clem's eyes and then stepped aside. That was it. Clem took another step, then another. Then he was in Germany. He reached his town. He stood in front of his house. The door opened. His wife and daughter were leaving for church. He followed them. Inside the darkness of the church, his daughter turned and saw him. Her feet froze. Her eyes widened, then filled with tears. "Papa?" She ran and clung to him. His wife saw from behind. The water bottle slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. The three held each other the way people do after a storm has passed. And in that white graveyard of snow, where Clem had once watched himself die, he had walked out alive.